Hi ATPF families, I'm Katriel and I am an intern with ATPF. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the time period of my life between the time I was 0 years old and 4 years old. I learned how to talk when I was 4, and I was in a lot of speech therapy before then because I was struggling with learning how to talk. It was a miracle I was able to talk at all. And I remember one thing I really liked is they gave me a present and a card and said congratulations on learning how to talk. I learned that smiling at people helps people to be happier, and I smiled at people in the grocery store before I could talk, and they would try and talk to me, and I wasn't able to talk back, but I was able to smile, so that was good. So when I was 5 to 10, I learned that it is important to control yourself and avoid tantrums at school. I had many tantrums when I was younger, in school up until 2nd grade, and then at home up until I was 15. But I learned before 3rd grade that I should not have tantrums at school because I could get kicked out of school and then that'd be a really bad situation. So I learned not to have tantrums at school, and I learned how to control myself enough to not have a tantrum. Well, at least at school. At home it was a lot harder, but at school I learned how to control myself enough to not have a tantrum. Also, I learned how to write well. My writing was about that big. I had this great teacher in 1st grade, and she looked at my writing and she was like, this is not gonna work for school. We need to make your writing smaller. So my writing became more that big. She really helped me learn how to write smaller, and very helpful throughout the rest of my life and into the present today. When I was 11 to 15, I learned how to make friends. One thing I learned about how to make friends, it is important to respect people's boundaries in friendships. I learned that the hard way by not respecting people's boundaries. I've been learning over the years to respect people's boundaries. A few things I would like to see in myself are, I want to see myself be loyal, and I want to see myself be kind and forgiving. In fact, I make a lot of mistakes. You might be able to tell that from some of these videos. But I have decided that my friends who are not very forgiving are not going to last very long with me. So I just decided to end those friendships down. Forgiveness is very important to me. A little bit about friendships. Let's see. If somebody doesn't want to be friends with you, not pushing to become their friend. I think friends should want to be around each other. So if you have a friend that doesn't want to be around you, or only hangs out with you when they're not with their friends, but when they're with their friends they ignore you, that's not a good friend. I recommend you stop hanging out with that person. Friendship should be going both ways. So even if you have a friend that is your friend, but they don't really keep the conversation going and they're just answering with one-word answers, I would say probably not a good friend, and I would suggest considering dropping that friend because they don't seem that interested in you, and they might just be friends with you because they feel sorry for you, or they feel like they have to, or something like that. It's not a good reason to be friends with someone, I can tell you that. I've had a lot of friends who have been friends with me because they felt sorry for me or because they felt like they had to, and it was not a good situation. And it wasn't very pleasant for me or nice or kind to me. Growing up, I didn't do so well in education until 6th, 7th grade. I ignored homework assignments, I ignored big projects, I procrastinated like crazy. Procrastinated to the point where things didn't even get done at all sometimes. That was a really bad decision on my part. But when I was 16 to 20, I started seeing some consequences from that. I mean, I saw littler consequences when I was younger, but I started seeing much bigger consequences when I was 16 to 20. I also honestly had some teachers who were very lenient with me, which probably helped me to stay in school, honestly. But I also had some teachers who weren't as lenient with me, and that helped me to realize, whoa, I need to fix what I'm doing so that it's actually what is required and what I should be doing, and not just watching TV shows whenever I want to. As I was just talking to somebody that works with people with disabilities, I was learning that to work with people with disabilities, you need to really put in your all to get started working with people with disabilities and have it go well. Once you get into this field, you really need to commit and love people well. Say you just love people well, but you don't put in your best work, that's not really loving them well. And if you put in your best work but don't love people well, that's not gonna go well either. So love people well and put in your best work and work when you don't want to, when you should, like schoolwork, and work for when you're an adult. All right, I'd love to hear your thoughts about this video, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.